don't know. I had the perfect intro, but I wasn't recording, so that one's on me.
Okay. Are you going to continue?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rise, Rinse, Repeat, the podcast about life, love, and family. This is going to be a different episode because I just had tonsillitis, and now this is just me practicing talking again. I did not like talking while I was sick. It was not fun. So I'm working on it again. So I'm probably just going to talk the whole episode, just ramble on. Blah, 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 blah.
Sorry.
Just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But that's why we're recording this a little bit later than usual.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
yeah,
okay.
this was supposed to be last
We're still
week.
doing it.
We're still doing it. It's okay. Yeah, we were supposed to do this last weekend.
Yes.
And that didn't happen. And that's okay. So, anyway, yeah. I think we're good. Everything's recording now. Okay.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Rise, Rinse, Repeat, the podcast about life, love, and family.
I'm Elisa.
I'm Trent.
This is our podcast.
Is it? That was it? We're done? We'll see you guys next week. No? Do you have a topic to talk about?
Yes, we are wrapping up. This is part 3. Patching imperfections. Did I get it right? Is it right?
Yes. I think that's how I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To our life series. You have an icon over there that's bouncing on your computer. Sorry.
Never know. No more distractions.
Yeah, we have, that's what's happening. So we're finishing this 3-part series up. Don't worry, we're still going to be doing interviews and having guests on the show, but we're wrapping this up. May 14th, we will not have a podcast, just because it's going to be too much. My parents are coming in tomorrow. There's just going to be a lot. So we won't have a podcast May 14th, but we'll resume everything, and during that time hopefully I can interview a friend that just went back to California, so that'll be fun to have that for you guys.
I was going to ask if you did that on Monday or not.
No, just the chaos. I mean, you know, amazing chaos, but like baby, she was trying to meet her, just a bunch of stuff, and this time got away from us, so we're going to do it in an interesting way. The interview, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then we have somebody else that we want to interview. It's a friend of ours. I think we're also going to do it. I don't think she's physically going to come up here, so we're also going to do it through Skype or Zoom or through something like that we can record and post in. It's going to be a lot of fun. That topic's going to be great, so just stay tuned for those. Yeah, as always, it's just fun. Oh, update too. Somebody asked a while ago. I no longer get the noise. We got a new splitter. Yes, and so I haven't had any issues, and it was $8 on Amazon. So
We should have done that a long time ago.
it's okay. We got it.
We didn't know.
I didn't know. It's okay. Patching imperfections. We're going to jump right in now that we've done all these updates and all the fun stuff. Go ahead, tell us about it.
Oh my god, you're just throwing me under the bus on this one.
It was your idea.
I know, but...
Why did I open FaceTime? Oops. Please continue. I haven't hit that button.
I don't know, I just write stuff sometimes. I don't always have an idea for it. Or I feel like I should have went back and listened to the other podcast so I'm not super redundant, but I'm probably...
I can give you an overview. I remember. Do you want me to give you an overview? Did your sickness hurt your memory?
No, I don't remember stuff like that.
Okay. No,
I don't have a memory like you, sweet girl.
I'm just kidding. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
I guess, okay. I'm just gonna keep talking. So we had the first one, the life experiment. The second one was growing pains, and now it is... I'm posing for a picture.
Okay.
It's so distractible sometimes.
I know, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I was trying to work out and look up stuff for you, and then I got distracted. If you can't tell that's me, I get distracted. I'm like, ooh, shiny. Yes.
Yes. And now it's patching imperfections.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I wanted to go with this one. It is supposed to be perfect. This life is what we're trying to make as perfect as it's going to be, but it's going to take some patching. It's going to take a lot of work. And whatever that is, whether it's relationships that you either have to patch or patch the whole once they're gone, or whether it's just life lessons like we were talking about in growing pains, like we're going to have those, and those are going to be in our life, but we have to patch them. We can't just ignore them. You got to integrate it into the perfection, and you can only do that by patching it, because it's kind of an oxymoron. Like, you can't have something that's perfect and patched, I guess, not in the ideal sense. But this is all we got.
Well, this world that we were supposed to live in was supposed to be perfect, so we wouldn't have to really work at any of these things. There wouldn't be hiccups. There wouldn't be all this hard work that you put into relationships in your day-to-day lives. So patching the imperfections is our attempt at trying every single day to take something that's either beautiful or ugly and either make it better, and make it better in both ways, but make it, yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying, this life was meant to be perfect, and that didn't work out. And so now, I guess we're patching it the best we can, with God's help, of course, because we can't do any of the patching. All we can do is let God patch it for us.
Mm-hmm.
I guess is another point we have to make.
Yeah.
Is that you cannot, by your own force of will, by your own intelligence, by your own strength, patch this life. You can't have a perfect life.
No, like the things that you see, okay, the people that you follow, like let's just look at social media, because that's huge in our day-to-day lives. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those things, right? Everybody shows what they want people to see, and they want people to see that they're perfect, they have a perfect life, that their kitchen's always clean, that their kids are always dressed nicely, that they go to all these amazing places on vacation, but little do you know, like, there's so many more things that are hidden behind that camera and hidden behind that thing themselves, and that it's just not realistic. They're trying to show it as realistic, and there's a lot of falseness to it, and that's why I like what we're doing in this podcast, that it's like, we want to talk about life, love, and family. Like, we want to bring joy to people, but the topics that we also talk about are some stuff that you sit here and you scratch your head, or you have to think about it, like. And there's things that we also openly and honestly are trying to discuss that are like things that we're trying to go through even in our own lives, because nobody, and you've said it, like patching the imperfections. I like that, because we don't have perfection.
Yeah.
That's impossible. And so the falseness that comes with trying to showcase that is just people trying to lie to themselves, and that was previous things that we talked about earlier in the podcast, and just lie to those around them to validate themselves as well.
Yeah, I think it's trying, like, because that's your goal. Your goal is always perfection. You're gonna fail, but your goal is always perfection. So, I guess when you're patching it, you have to realize it's a patch, and you have to be able to let other people see that it's a patch, instead of, like you say, whitewash your Instagram and put off this facade of, look, me and my husband just went to Maui again. In which, maybe they did, but who knows how many fights they got into while they were there, or maybe they
or how hard they worked to get there. Like, it could be a positive thing too. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't always have to come from a bad thing. Like these people that are posting a clean kitchen, who knows what it looked like before and how hard they worked to get it to that level. Like, again, there can be good things, but, and we talked about this in the past podcasts, part 1 and part 2, to patch these imperfections, there has to be a sense of vulnerability. There has to be something that is out there. Like, you have to have this openness. You have to have this honesty. And it doesn't need to come from a malicious place. Like, it could be curiosity, and there needs to be an understanding. from both parties, depending on how things go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's using your growing pains to patch your life to make it better each and every day.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's all I wanted to say.
That's all you wanted to say? Is that it? Okay. Hey, I think we're done.
I'm still sick and getting over it. It still hurts to talk sometimes.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, not that bad, but sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. No, I guess I'll say this: the patching imperfections, like. Okay. Say that last thing that you just said. You're like, do you remember what you said?
I'm so bad at that. No.
Okay, that's okay.
I know I said my mouth hurt. How we need to. I did? I didn't think I was such an orator. Thank you. We can always pause it and go back and listen to it. It was something about we're patching our life to try to make it better each and every day.
Yeah, that right there. Okay, thank you. Yeah. There you go. It goes back to part 2 and part 1, like the growing pains and then the life experiment. Once we've gone through those steps, yeah, we're able to use then the patchwork to get through the day. And I liked how you said we have to realize and show people that it is just patchwork. Because that's where I was going with this. Okay, now that I have that, can move forward on this. We can't, and we're very good at it, putting people on a pedestal or putting ourselves on a pedestal. And I think I talked about this in our last one too, or at least the image. There's certain, I'm talking about it now, not even social media, but just like if your name has hold, and like this happens more like in the South, like if you've lived there for a while, like everybody knows who so and so is, like, oh, there's the so-sos, like they just know because it's been there. People can easily put that family on a pedestal, and the pressures of that, either the family succumbs to that and then tries to live up to this unrealistic, again,
or end up believing it themselves,
that they do live on a pedestal, exactly, and they don't. Or you have someone that's like, or it's just a single person, or you have someone that's like, again, the opposite, like, I'm not, and they keep telling people, but there's the pressure from the people, and they're like, how do we tell you that we're just, this is who I am, this is it. Like, the only person that is on a pedestal, or should be on a pedestal, is God. And that's what we're doing. Our patchwork is working towards that ideal perfection, trying every single day and knowing, okay, we're not going to achieve it, but that doesn't mean we give up. Because when we give up, we're just succumbing to society, what people are saying that we really are, and we can't believe that. Because we're greater. We were all instilled with a great purpose. Whether you believe in God or not, we all have a great purpose, and we've got to live up to that. We should live up to that.
I mean, that's why our whole society's based on human rights. Mm-hmm. On certain unalienable rights. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you don't have to be a believer to believe that. Even if you don't believe in God, murder's wrong.
Right, exactly.
You may have a harder time saying why, but you know that individuals have an innate sense of worth just because of how unique they are, because we believe, because they're a fragment of God in their own way. I guess is a way to think of it. Like, no, we're not gods. We will never become gods. But I mean, since we are God's creation, we are part of Him. And so each and every life is unique and special. Elisa's looking something up. I feel like I should spitball.
No, no, I was going to add something to that, like what you were saying about living up. I'm watching this Kdrama that's called Uncanny Counter. I was going to try to... Gyeongyeom Surum? Somun. No, not Surum. Sorry. Somun. Aha. Okay. My Korean's really bad. I haven't read or spoken that in a hot second. So I apologize. That was not that great. I'll work on it. Gyeongyeom Somun. Sure, that's better. I'm saying it really slow, but I'm trying. I said it's in a hot second. But anyway, I'm watching this, and it's about these 4 people. Just keep it simple. These 4 people that hunt down evil spirits that seek people who are already wicked. So when you were talking about murder and stuff, like, and then the evil spirit will enter them and
get them to do worse things than they
get
would have
them,
done.
yeah, or to complete and follow through with murdering someone and doing something like that, like the one I'm watching now. It's really good. You guys should watch it. They're really good. But it was a woman. Most of them up to that point had been like men, and then they showed a woman, and it had a whole different perspective because, like, and it does. It's women. We fight to draw blood, whether it's like emotionally or physically. Like, that's just how, like, most women, like, they do fight to draw some sort of blood, and that's kind of how it was. It was like super intense. It wasn't bloody and gory like, you know, action movies, but like you could just tell that there was this malice there, and it was all going off of it. Made me think of this because of what you were saying. These 4 people that are going to stop and save and get rid of the evil spirit or whatever, and then have hopefully the person arrested by the police because of everything. It just it reminds me of, it's like there's that moralness there. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to be a believer, but you know that there's certain things that are right or wrong, and there's a moral code that you have to follow. And maybe you've made these mistakes, and mistakes, and we talked about in our past podcast, mistakes, the growing pains are part of that, and they're part of the life experiment, all to get us here, to start patching those, to forgive ourselves, to let other people either forgive us or forgive ourselves if those people won't forgive us, and just move forward, keep growing, keep patching, and keep knowing that we're just trying to improve ourselves. Okay, sorry, that might have been a little bit of like a random thing, but
No,
it just made me think of it.
It was very good.
Okay.
Yeah. The growing pains are only worth it if you get to this point and you start patching life.
No, it's really, really troublesome to
Because you
keep.
just keep doing it over and over again. And then you don't actually grow, because you grow and then you shrink and you grow and you shrink.
Yeah, and then it's a vicious cycle. So you've got to go through the steps. You've got to go through the growing pains. And you have to realize that life is an experiment, but it's an amazing one, because if you go through all of that, whether it's good or bad, yeah, you get to that.
In the end, it's all for the glory of God.
Mm-hmm.
Because all he wants is what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows that reality doesn't care what you're about your feelings. So he will keep knocking you down just so that you can keep getting up and actually live in accordance with the reality that he created, so that someday we can be with him.
Yeah.
His reality's not going to bend.
No.
So God doesn't either. So he will keep knocking us down until we finally get it.
Yeah.
Or we don't. We just die.
Alright. Well, gosh. No. No, I agree with you. I think that's essential. That's what's important. Is to remember those steps.
Yeah.
And to know that in the end it's all worth it if you get to that point.
Yeah. No matter how hard it is in the time.
Yeah. Because when you don't grow, and we talked about this, you become stale. You just become complacent instead of content, and I talked about that in the other 2 podcasts, so I don't want to repeat or go into it. Go back and listen to them. You want to be content, you don't want to be complacent. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Content's waiting on God. Complacent is...
You're in control.
Yeah, you're not waiting on God. You're like, nope, this is it.
I'm in control, and I like the way my life is going, so screw everything else and everybody else. That might be super cruel, but that's how I look at it. That's how I say it. Not everybody's going to say it like that. Yeah. Okay.
I think that was it.
I think so, yeah. I think that was our piece. This one is going to be one of our shorter ones. It was a quick wrap up.
It was still good. It was longer than my 2-minute one.
That's true. Well, okay. Thank you guys for listening today. If you could, if you're watching and listening on YouTube, just like and subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Comment. If you're listening on a podcast platform, just yeah.
Same thing. Rate, comment, subscribe.
Let us know. Go back and listen to some of our earlier ones. Check us out on Substack. I'll try to link everything so you guys can find it. And read some of the articles that Trent and I have written. It's been a lot of fun doing that. And also check us out on Instagram, Rise, Rinse, Repeat Podcast. We're there.
It's the other one.
No, it's not important. No, it's not important. Oh my
What were you
Say we don't post a lot, but we post enough. That's what I was saying.
There. That's all I needed to do. It's gonna drive me nuts all night. I was gonna go to sleep. So thank you. Thanks everyone, and we will not see you next week, but we will see you the week after that. Bye.